Hello and welcome back to the channel. I just want to tell you about my stay at Rio Falmouth Hotel. I really had a great time there, and I just want to tell you about all the ins and outs, things that I did to really enhance my time, and so that you can know exactly what to expect and how you can also have the time of your life. It's an expensive hotel. It's all inclusive, and you deserve to have a great time. So stay tuned as we get into it starting right now. The airport that you're going to come into is going to be Montego Bay Airport. You absolutely, and I strongly recommend this, go ahead and book your ticket in advance. It's only going to cost you about $50 for a round trip, and it's only going to take you about maybe a half hour. It's not a long drive at all. One of the great things about driving there is that it gives you a bird's eye view of what the outside of Jamaica looks like. You'll drive along the coastline, so you'll see water as well as some degree of poverty, but it'll help you understand what's outside of the hotel. The absolutely best part about the hotel and the best part about staying in Jamaica is going to be the beach. This beach, in my opinion, is absolutely fabulous. It gives you almost like a hideaway beach experience, like you're on a desert island. You have palm trees all around you, providing some degree of shade. There's also chairs and umbrellas available at no extra cost. You can see the waves right now are a bit rough, but it's white, sandy beach. When it's not so rough, the water is nice and clear. It is a beautiful beach. It's long. It has some rows of chairs, and you can find as many as maybe 4 or more rows of chairs, but you can see you're right there on the beach, and that's where the hotel is located, and it is perfectly situated. One of the drawbacks in staying here is that sometimes it can get a little rough. The good news though is that there's usually always a lifeguard on duty, especially during the daytime hours. It is a private beach, so you're not going to have many interactions with locals. At times you'll see them on the beach trying to sell their wares, but for the most part, you're not going to have contact with the locals. This is an all-inclusive hotel. What that means is that all your alcoholic beverages and all your food are absolutely free. When I look at the food, there are primarily 2 things that I look at: the quality of the food and the variety. And there is an awesome variety here. It changes every single night. You can have local delicacies that are available all the time, but the food here, the quality is exceptional. It's one of the things that was the highlight of staying here. I'm not a foodie, but my wife is, and she loved the food. Something that I appreciated was the indoor dining experience. It was right next to big windows, and you can look outside and see the ocean right there. And also, it was air conditioned, so you can get out of the elements and cool down. Also, if you wanted to be closer to nature, there's outside dining spaces too as well. So I just love the dining room. If you want to have something in the jerk hut, there's Pepe's food, and it's served jerk chicken during the daytime hours. As if there wasn't enough food in the buffet, their specialty dining hotels, but their specialty dining restaurants available all throughout the hotel, offering a variety of different types of food. The hotel is relatively easy to understand, and it's brand spanking new. However, there are maps available, and one of the things that really stood out to me was the green space. Whoever designed this should be commended because it is beautifully designed. To walk to and from places, you walk through oases of gardens and beautiful areas. So the design of the hotel is really nice. If for whatever reason you spend thousands of dollars to go into an all-inclusive hotel in the Caribbean next to a beautiful water and you want to go to the pool, there are plenty of pools available. Also with swim-up bars. That was the most popular pool in my opinion. There are plenty of chairs, adequate amount of seating available where you didn't feel like you had to come out super early in the morning in order to reserve something. Most people use their towels to reserve their chairs. So I would recommend you bring something to hold that towel onto the chair. Something else that I appreciated was the fact that it was covered pool chairs. So if you didn't want to bake into the sun, there was the option available where you could have covered seating. So and have beautiful views of the pool, the hotel, the green space. It's just an absolutely tropical, wonderful experience. I really enjoyed it. Here's something I thought was really cheap and just didn't make a lot of sense. You're in an all-inclusive hotel and they charge you to play pool. It wasn't that expensive. It was about maybe $2.50, but I thought it was really unnecessary. One of the challenges in staying here is that there's not a lot to do during the daytime. There are beach games available, always volleyball. During the night and evening hours, there's going to be bands, small bands playing, and also this huge stage, and they always have a performance every single night, and it's really good. They have dancers, singers, they have huge video walls in behind them. They have specialty guest performers that come in. It was really spectacular show, so that's one thing, if you are going to stay here, you should look forward to. With it being an all-inclusive hotel, there were plenty of bars available. So if that's something that you like to do, you're going to be very pleasantly surprised. In my opinion, the drinks were nice. They were not necessarily top shelf liquor, but it was very good quality, high quality liquor. If you like water sports, there's a water sports center. Pretty much almost everything is available for absolutely free. As you can tell from my commentary so far, I had a great time staying at this hotel. However, there is a problem, and I mean it's a big problem if you like entertainment and you like to see Jamaica. And the big problem is this: it is located in Falmouth. If you know anything about Jamaica, you know that there's not a whole lot going on in Falmouth. So if you're a guest at this hotel, how does that translate? What does that mean for your experience there? Well, if you want to go off property and see anything worth seeing, you're going to have to pay to do so. And I thought the taxi prices were very expensive. Not only are you going to have to pay to do so, it's not close necessarily to anything. So you're going to have to take time out of your day and your vacation to drive somewhere in order to see something that's worthwhile. There's lots of things available in Ocho Rios. Ocho Rios is about maybe a 45 minutes to an hour drive away. After saying all that, I do want to point out a few things that are on site that you should probably look at. It does have a pretty lush spa. If you're into workout and you want to burn some of those calories off from the all-inclusive, all-you-can-eat restaurants, there is a small fitness gym which was never crowded. There's also an outdoor fitness area and fitness classes available. Here's something to keep in mind. Rio is a family-oriented hotel. What that means is that you're going to see probably a fair amount of kids there, especially if you're there during the holiday or summer months when kids are out of school. So the big question is, if you're a family, will kids enjoy their time here? And the answer to that is, it depends. If they love the beach and a water park, which is on site and absolutely free and included, they're likely going to have a great time. However, if they want to be entertained all the time, then maybe this hotel could be a problem. If you're here and you have to work or use the internet, the good news is that the internet is complimentary and the signal was strong throughout the entire hotel. I saw people working on the beach. This is not a large hotel and it is brand spanking new. What that means is that everything is in really pristine condition. Also, something to note was that there are wonderful, comfortable seating options located throughout the entire hotel. Something that really stands out in this hotel is the design. If you're booking a room in this hotel, the good news is that if you like having a great view, more than likely you're going to have a terrific view because most of the rooms are forward facing. That means they face either a beautiful courtyard or overlook an ocean. So you're going to have more than likely a terrific view. And inside of my room, I thought was appointed very well. I feel that right now is about as good a time as any to tell you to do something that can help me and others, and that is to simply do two things. One is to like, the other is to subscribe. While we were looking at the lobby area, I just want to talk about the staff. I thought the staff was exceptional. Everyone seemed to be willing to work overtime in order to make sure I had a great vacation. If you're thinking about coming here, here's something that you should absolutely do, and that is get here as early as possible. Once your flight arrives, you can leave your luggage in the lobby and start enjoying the facility, even if your room isn't ready. There is a store on site for those of you who feel you have to buy something. However, I thought the prices were a little bit expensive. Let me give you an idea. For 2 shirts, you're looking at around $50. If you're researching prices, this hotel is not inexpensive. I paid $284 per person per night to stay here. Is it worth it? In my opinion, yes. I thought the food was exceptional. The beach was unbeatable. And I was looking for quiet time. So for me, it worked out perfectly. If you're looking for something a little bit more adventurous, you're going to have to pay to go off site in order to see stuff and do things. So for me, it was absolutely worth it. It was a perfect stay. The staff was exceptional. The hotel was clean. It was beautiful. It had everything that I was looking for, and I think you'll enjoy it too.